I'm Corbitt with DVAuction, here with your feeder flash for Wednesday, April Fool's Day, first day of April, guys. Brought to you in part by Performance Livestock Analytics. Performance Beef is a software designed by cattle producers for cattle producers. It simplifies feeding, performance, and health data recording, concentrating on feeding accuracy, herd health, invoicing, and closeouts, guys. For more information, go to performancelivestockanalytics.com. Is the correction over? We've been on a dip here ever since the extreme highs of October, when we saw our fat cattle and feeder cattle pretty much top out, and we saw that the fat cattle would not break 250. We saw a few cattle bring 250, but the averages never got to 250, and we've been slowly declining off of your feeder cattle highs, but staying very respectable. But now we're back. Just in the last couple of weeks, these futures markets have just been raging back, and they're back to those levels, or near those levels that they had in October. And I told you on the last visit that the cattle feeders out there said they're just now back to making money because they got through some of those extreme high cattle that they bought in October, got them through the feed yard, actually lost money on some of those cattle even though the markets are so good, and now they're back making a little bit of money because they got some of those cattle that was bought in that dip. But your fat cattle futures have been up $8 in this most recent rally. Feeder cattle up $15, I think maybe even more than that on cash. But we're waiting on the most expensive middle meats on the carcass there to rally with spring demand, because everybody wants to put a steak on the grill. Not going to go to all that much trouble to just put burgers out there. You might if you got a lot of people coming around, but if you got your favorite people coming around, you're going to put steaks on that grill. And we're looking for those the prices on those middle meats, which are the most expensive, to really rally, and that'll boost our box beef cutouts value some. We're already at record prices on grinding product, which is mostly what we use for hamburgers and things like that. Prospective plantings report come out on the grains, guys. Corn prospective plantings are 95.3 million acres this spring. That's down 3%, but not a big surprise. It's kind of within the ranges there. Beans are up 4% at 84.7 million acres. And most of this is because it's more expensive to plant corn. That Strait of Hormuz there next to Iraq is closed right now. It's not just fuel that comes through there. A lot of fertilizer comes through there. So the prices are rising on our fertilizer, but most of your farmers have already bought your fertilizer for this spring, so it might affect next year's crop more than this year's. But let's look at your board for Tuesday. April live cattle futures up 347 at 243.02. June was up 307 at 243.27. Back months on live cattle up 150 to up 250. April feeder cattle were up 582 on Tuesday. My goodness, at 369.12. May was up 515 at 366.47. Your back months on feeder cattle up 322 to up 482. Look at your grains. They didn't have a big movement, even though that prospective plantings report come out before the board closed. But May corn was up 2 cents a bushel at 457 3/4. Beans up 11 1/4 at 1171 a bushel, and hard red winter wheat for May up 9 1/4 cents a bushel at 635 1/2. Your fat cattle trade on a direct basis, negotiated cash out of your 5 area. Didn't see much of anything there. Iowa did sell a load at 238, and that would be the extreme top of last week. So we're pretty sure we're going to get more money this week, guys. The other areas did not have any cattle sell, negotiated cash, but we did have our market finder like we always do on Tuesday. A fat cattle auction, brick and mortar sale that has enough there to make a difference, and we're sure glad that our friend Gary Marks is back. He was down for a little bit, missed several sales, but he's back there now, going to the sales on Tuesday, driving up from his home in Norfolk, Nebraska, guys. But Stockman's livestock market in Yankton, South Dakota had 14 head of fed cattle in overnight, 2,200 for their fat cattle auction there. The market was uneven there. It was $1 lower on the bottom to $5 higher on the top side of the price range. conventional fed cattle selling from 238 to 243, and you said, well, that's more than they're bringing on a direct basis. Yeah, it is. You get competitive bidding, and that's what happens, guys. Program cattle, those non-implanted or drug-free, selling from 238 to 246.50. They did have some non-implanted cattle, one group of them, that weighed 1,400 pounds going back to feed. 1,400 used to be a big harvest weight. It's not anymore. 1,400 pounders going back to feed at 257.75. Box beef cutout values were higher again this week. On Tuesday, choice cuts at $395.49. That was up $1.39. Selects up $1.92 at $392.93. Your slaughter so far for the week up through Tuesday, 217,000 estimated cattle slaughter. That's 5,000 more than last week at this point, 9,000 less than this point the same week a year ago. I want to tell you about Pulaski, Tennessee stockyards. You guys out in the east want to look for a good stock cow sale. They got one coming up at Pulaski Stockyards. Special stock cow sale coming up this Friday, April the 3rd at 6 o'clock p.m., guys. They've got 46 first calf heifer pairs, guys. Top quality. Some of them are Angus, some red Angus. They've got some black baldies in there. And on top of that, they've got several herd dispersals coming in. So they're going to be good quality all the way through, guys. Follow Pulaski Stockyards on Facebook. They are not yet on DVAuction, but going to be coming soon, guys. But follow them on Facebook for more information on that sale that's coming up on Friday night. Also, I want to tell you about the special cow sale. They have one every month on a Thursday, but Callaway Livestock Center in Kingdom City, Missouri is having a big special cow sale this Thursday night, April the 2nd. It's starting at 5 o'clock p.m., guys, and it is going to be a treat, guys. They've got a whole sale. The whole first part of the sale is going to be devoted to these Leachman cattle they've got coming in. They've got 45 head of 16 to 20-month-old Leachman breeding bulls, guys. Everything's guaranteed. Everything's right. They're stabilizer bulls, guys. They've got 150 young black cows that are Leachman bred. About half of them are spring covers and half of them fall covers, but that's going to be quite a treat for somebody there in central Missouri or from somewhere else. If they get in there and bid on DV auction, can take them to their place and raise them up. They'll be as good a cattle as you can get anywhere. Then after the Leachman influence sale is over, they're going to have their regular special cow sale. They've got 25 young breeding bulls that they're going to be selling. You can find you one in there. 200 first calf heifer pairs with February calves on them. They've got 400 either red or black bred cows in their fall calvers. They've got 150 young heavy bred cows, guys. Spring calving cows are ready to pop right now. 50 head of young black pairs out there, 300 to 400 pound calves at their side, and bred back, a 3-in-1 special. That'll be quite a deal there. And 100 head of black and Charolais, older cows, 7 to 10 years old, but they're pairs, guys. And then 150 head of older bred cows, and they'll be either spring or fall calvers, guys. That's Callaway Livestock Center. They are on DVAuction.com. Be sure and get hold of them earlier in the day on Thursday, and they will get you approved to bid that sale that'll start at 5 o'clock p.m. I want to tell you about the Punchy Pick of the Month contest. We just had it on Tuesday, just our previous feeder flash visit there, and it was a good one. A lot of people enjoy the Punchy Picks every month. We enjoy giving them to you. Couldn't do it without our sponsors. For the Kids Corral, it's Great Plains Livestock Consulting, guys. Get a hold of them. They can help you. They can save you money on your feedstuffs, guys, because they are ordering that stuff from all over, and they know where the best price is and the cheapest freight. They've got Beaver County Stockyards been with us from the beginning on the Punchy Picks, guys. They do a good job. They're going to be giving lots and lots of their cool swag for the Punchy Pick of the Month winner. And then you're going to get a good amount of FerAppease product there that you can use, guys, and some FerAppease swag also. But FerAppease is that revolutionary product that is scientifically proven, guys. It helps all classes of cattle, whatever you're trying to get them to do. They perform better after they've been treated with FerAppease, guys. You've got to try it. check out the video I'm going to attach at the end of this feeder flash and learn a little bit more about FerAppease, guys. Let's talk about your feeder cattle market. Your real-time index from DVAuction, brought to you by Specialty Risk Insurance. Specialty Risk can help you with all your insurance needs, on the farm, off the farm. If you've got an ag business, they can help you with workman's comp, whatever you need, especially if you've got a sale barn, guys. There's lots of needs for insurance there. I mean, from front to back, they can handle all your insurance needs at your sale barn and save you big time money there, guys. Just get a hold of them, get a quote from them, and check them out. Your real-time index from DVAuction late in the day on Tuesday after your sales are concluded, sitting at 370.20. That was up $1.22 just for Tuesday's quotes. That's from Monday evening, up $1.22. Your latest CME cash feeder cattle index dragging behind like always at 365.93. Let's talk about your big sales that happened on Tuesday. Beaver County stockyards, of course, they had a big one on Tuesday. 7,700 head, calves and mostly yearlings, guys. The feeder steers were steady to $5 higher with an attractive offering. Had a lot of really nice consignments of big steers that weighed over 900 pounds. They sold $7 to $10 higher. That's a bunch of money on big cattle like that, guys. The feeder heifers were $5 higher straight through. Didn't really have enough calves to test the market there, but they sold well also. Beaver was your Superior Steel Sales, home of Superior Standard livestock equipment. Stick out sale of the day. You look at this automated market report through Cattle Market Central, and I'll give you your best tested weights and the weighted averages on the 100-pound breaks there. They had 172 5-weight steer calves. They averaged 530 at 504.56 on the weighted average. 357 head of the 6-weight steers averaged 667 at 408.43. 406 head of the 7-weight steers averaged 752 at 383.31. 1,740 head of the 8-weight feeder steers averaged 845 at 361.07. That's a big price at that heavy a weight, guys. How about the heifers? Had 164 5-weight heifers. They averaged 563 at 425.02. 236 out of the 6-weight heifers averaged 655 at 378.39. 675 out of 7-weight heifers at Beaver, Oklahoma averaged 754 at 353.27. And there were 1,039 head of 8-weight heifers at Beaver County stockyards averaged 855 with a weighted average price of 323.26. The most impressive quote that I saw come out of Beaver on Tuesday was 185 head and one swag, 951 pound steers. They bring 341. It's a big time quote, guys. Give you some individual quotes from all over that impressed me. About Fairview Livestock Commission in Fairview, Oklahoma, guys. That's western Oklahoma also. They sold 51 steers, weighed 891 at 353. It's been several weeks since they'd done that, guys. How about Lone Star Stockyards, and that's in Wildorado, Texas, just west of Amarillo, right on I-40. Sold 56 steers, weighed 453 at 593. Big time quote for them, good sale. How about Fredonia Livestock Auction in Fredonia, Kansas? 65 steers weighed 784 and bring 389.85. Big time quote there at Brad Hahn's sale. But the most impressive quote that I saw anywhere on Tuesday in your Macrocin, no BS, top quote for the day was the Sargent cattle in Kimball, South Dakota at the Kimball Livestock Exchange. 244 head of them, weighed 986 and bring 347. That's your feeder flash for Wednesday.
Stress in your beef herd, dairy, or swine leads to weight loss, disease, and mortality, costing you peace of mind and profit. Stressful events such as transport, weaning, calving, and handling activate survival instincts in cattle, often leading to reduced dry matter intake, suppressed immunity, and increased risk of disease and mortality. FERA offers FerAppease, a proven solution with over 20 million doses sold. FerAppease, a synthetic analog of the maternal appeasing substance, naturally calms animals, helping to restore normal feeding behavior, promote hydration, and support immune function, ultimately improving health and performance. Trusted by producers and validated through multiple independent university trials, FerAppease has been shown to reduce disease incidence and mortality, ensuring greater animal welfare and improved profitability for cattle and swine operations. FerAppease. Address the stress, backed by science.